It's never been done before, and I think there were other youth build programs, but none of them linked into that family self-sufficiency component.
I believe that when these two forces come together, the Housing Authority and Youth Build, we're actually exponentially making more powerful each other's programs.
Growing up, I was living in Hartford, Connecticut, which is a tough neighborhood, and there was a lot of violence going on, and I was influenced by all the older people out there on the street, and I wanted to be like them. And my mother passed away when I was 14, and I was living in the project area. I moved out here to Brockton when I was 14 with my dad. And ever since then, I started drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and everything, just going crazy, young, adolescent. Got locked up in DYS after going on a run, and that was the cause of why I dropped out of high school. It's the turning point. I look at Youth Build like the Battle of Gettysburg in the war, because in my life, this is the turning point, just like the Battle of Gettysburg. I love Youth Build. I just see myself just succeeding. I don't see myself failing. Because before Youth Build, my future was just closed boxes. Now it's just open. I actually see a future.
I didn't really plan ahead of what I wanted to do. I wasn't doing nothing with my life. I was just sitting around, just mad at the world, basically. Blaming everything on everybody else instead of realizing it was my fault. The things I like best about Youth Build is actually the teachers and the staff here actually care. When I actually drive by these houses, whoever's in the car, I actually point to the house and be like, I built that.
If you look at the area where the last house was built, one of the houses that was our first house back in 7 or 8 years ago was the first piece of new construction in that area, the Walnut Turner area, for 15 to 20 years. Now if you go down to that area, there's a whole boom of single-family houses down there. It's great. The crime rates and stuff like that down in that area, they've dropped dramatically since the single-family homes have come in. Obviously a tremendous benefit to the city of Brockton.
The revitalization of the neighborhood is a direct result of these projects. We've seen everywhere that we've done them that there is additional investment, private investment in those neighborhoods, which is what really keeps us going forward with this program.
Before I take the key, I thought the house was mine. Because I fall in love with the house the first day I come here. I say, it's mine, that one has to be mine. I came to this country in 1988. I was very young. I came here with my mom. My mom left me. I stayed with the aunt. I went to Brockton High School. I worked hard. No mom, no daddy. I have to go through all this paper for immigration and stuff. I tell them, I've been here long. I don't want to go back home because it's an American dream to stay here, to work, to go to school. I file all my papers. The dream come true. No, I'm an American citizen.
Working on these houses that we actually building, that's a good sense of pride right there, to actually realize that you building something that's going to be worth more than actually what it is. People look at the house and say, you get this amount of money for it, but it's not about that. It's about how the family feel after they get that key. She actually shed a couple tears. That's how grateful she was, and that's what I work for.
It's a great deal of pride for us. It's, as the mayor alluded before, we're the City of Champions, and this is a champion program. I always ask the Master of Ceremonies never to put me on after one of the young men and young women speak, because it really does. When they talk about their experiences and how much the program means to them, as the mayor said, there's not a dry eye in the place.
Yes, it's great that we have a new taxpayer in the city. Yes, it's great that we have new buildings where previously none existed, but also we've got a whole stream of people coming behind who say, she did that, I can do it too.
Well, I think what it does is to affect people other than those directly involved in the building of the house or the ownership of the house, is that other young people now have hope that they can be in that position to learn that trade and to do it. And then also the other people that are in subsidized housing, that there's a hope that they can someday own their own home because they see what's happening in these programs.
Brockton Housing is a great opportunity to help young moms, children, low income, because a house like this, you have to make a big money to buy it. If it's not a broken house, then I will never afford this house. I'm so happy. God is good.
The first night was like a dream, you know. Then the next day, I said, oh, I'm awake, I'm not dreaming. So it's true.